عاش رازا بيك صناعة الأزياء في الشرق الأوسط بكل تفاصيلها، مما جعله يدرك أسرار نجاحها عن ظهر قلب. ورغم تواضع البداية عام 1993 مع تأسيس فرع واحد لشركة سبلاش في مدينة الشارقة، إلا أن الاسم اليوم أصبح يلمع كالذهب في منطقتنا العربية. هو الرئيس التنفيذي لهذه العلامة التجارية البراقة، ومنذ تسلم منصبه وهو يعمل على تطوير كل مفاهيم عمله وبأفكار تجتاز العوائق وتستعرض الموضة بطريقة لم يسبق لها مثيل، مما جعل شركة سبلاش الشركة الرائدة التي تحدد توجهات الموضة في أسواق الأزياء الجاهزة في البلاد العربية، من خلال طرح أكثر من 5 مليون قطعة أزياء كل عام. تقوم فلسفته كما فلسفة سبلاش على استكشاف أبرز خطوط الموضة التي تأسر حواسك بمجرد أن تقع عيناك عليها، وهو الأمر الذي جعل كثيرا من الفنانين العالميين يحلمون بالمشاركة في تنفيذها. يقول رازا: أحيانا ما تكون أبسط الأفكار وأكثرها وضوحا هي الخيار الأفضل، ولا تكتمل الرؤية الإبداعية لديه إلا مع إصراره على برامج السعادة التي يطرحها لموظفيه ويطورها برؤية استراتيجية تهدف للتوازن بين الحياة المهنية والشخصية. رازا بيك لا يستسلم بسهولة، وهو الذي يستمتع بالعمل لتحقيق السعادة وليس لتحقيق النجاح، بل إن النجاح وقتها وكما يقول هو دائما سيكون نتيجة منطقية لذلك العمل الرائع الذي يحمل بين تفاصيله روعة سبلاش الاستثنائية. أهلا بكم مشاهدينا في هذه الحلقة من للرواد فقط عبر قناة حواس. أهلا بكم مشاهدي للرواد فقط عبر قناة حواس في هذه الحلقة مع رئيس مجلس إدارة سبلاش وأيكونيك، وهما علامتان تجاريتان في مجال الموضة والفاشن، وأيضا هو المدير التنفيذي لشركة لاند مارك جروب. معنا مستر راز بيك. How are you, Mr. Raz?
I'm very well, thank you.
Our interview will be in English and you will translate it to Arabic.
Sure.
My first question, it must be a shock. How will you become a successful businessman? It's a long story and we will try to find the right
I'll try
answers.
to make it short.
Yeah.
How did I become successful? I think so. There's a certain drive and a passion which is required to be a successful person, and from a very early age I had that drive to do something and bring change. And I started at a very early age. I started when I was 13 with teaching children, and I made that into a business. And as I was growing up, I decided to invest in new businesses as they came by. So I invested in a television business, which is programming and telecasting. Back in the 90s, that was a big thing. Then I invested in a garment manufacturing shirt business, and slowly I realized that I had the ability to convert businesses and do business. So
the first job you got was teaching. You were a teacher, and do you remember what was your salary?
No, it was a barter, because I was paying for the laundry bill. The laundryman's son, I told him I will teach him and he can do the laundry for. These were difficult days in our house. It was my father had passed away, and it was not my mother we were 6 of us. And it was a difficult time, and I was trying to help my mom. So when the laundryman came to ask for his monthly wages, we could not pay for it. So I decided, I told him, I said, why don't you do the family laundry and I will teach your son? And he agreed, and that's how my profession.
So it was a barter deal.
It was a barter deal. It was, his monthly bill was about 30 or 35 rupees, which would be about 2 dirhams in today's day and age.
So it was
for very, very low.
Yeah.
But I think so that's where I developed the skill of teaching.
Yeah. And then the fashion was in your passion
Fashion came to me by default.
Was it a talent or no?
I don't know. I don't think so. I never thought fashion was my calling. And it's only when I came to Dubai and I started, I was hired as a store manager for Splash. And it was the first Splash store. And I think so within a few days, I realized this is the business, a business which you can take money at the end of the day. You can be around beautiful clothes, beautiful people. I loved the business and I decided that's going to be my future. That's how I decided fashion is my calling.
What did you يعني how did you think there is some يعني factors must be in you to succeed?
See, because I was naturally I was very passionate about whatever I did. One of the things which I do is whenever I get into anything, I completely dedicate myself into that activity. So if you notice, I did teaching, I did cable business, I did shirt manufacturing, I did many small things, and touch wood, in all I did, I excelled. And today when I look back, why did I excel? I think so it was because I was giving very clear focus to that, and when I get into the job, I zoom into it. Yes. And I think so that's made the difference. So when I came into retail, I thoroughly enjoyed it to start with.
So you are a workaholic?
You can call me a workaholic in the way that I enjoy my work, and I can work if it required 15 hours, 18 hours without a problem. Of course, I don't work 15 hours anymore, but when we started Splash, for the first maybe 10 years, yes, average working hours was 15 hours. Averagely, I used to work 14, 15 hours a day. Today, of course, I work.
You had ambition. You wanted.
I was very ambitious.
You had
very
target.
Ambitious. No, I never had a target. No. If you ask me, I never had a. People ask me, did I have a vision? I said no. Did I have a target? No. I just kept doing.
You work spontaneously.
I work spontaneously
from your heart.
Exactly, and that is where it becomes. That's why businesses become successful. In 1993, when we started Splash, yes, there was BHS, there was JCPenney, and there was Sana. These were the three big brands which were there. And there was another brand called Fashion Way. Most of them are not there today. But these were
H&M still there.
No.
And some people say that you are in the same boat.
No,
somehow.
You see, we are two different brands. We cater to the similar customer. H&M caters to a very young, aspirational value customer. We also cater to the same, but we both have our own customers.
Why Splash is different? Tell us.
Why is Splash different? Because I think so. One is we understand the regional customer. We understand the Arab customer really well. Because we were here for the last 25 years, we have understood their taste, we have understood the culture, we have understood their dressing senses, we understand which colors work with them, what kind of embellishments work. So we cater to the Arab consumer. And over the years, when we started designing Splash, when we started designing Splash, we were very clear about it, that while we want to be international, we want to have the local flavor. We have not to forget who our customers are. So while designing, we are very, very conscious that our consumers are Arabs. And
how did you make this difference? And did you have any obstacles to study the market or to have sustainable strategy or sustainable fashion?
When we started Splash and Dera City Center had just started in 1996, I used to spend 2-3 hours on every Friday in the coffee shop, sitting down having coffee and just watching the customers go. So that's where I learned what the customers wear. That's where I used to take inspirations, which colors they're wearing, what kind of styles they're wearing, what do they wear.
So this is the first time that you are creating brands that follow the people, not the people follow this brand, People follow fashion, whatever, it's good, bad, beautiful, tasty, not tasty. So
20 years ago, there was no internet. The only way you could study fashion is when you went to the West, you traveled to London, Paris, New York, or Tokyo, or whatever, or you know, that's where the fashion used to happen. All the big fashion shows happened over there. All the trade shows happened there. So I used to travel to these places, but I really understood what the Arab consumer is by sitting in a coffee shop in Dera city center. That was my biggest learning of fashion, and that's how I started creating my own labels and my own designs.
And colors.
And colors. Colors was more trims, colors, and the way the women dress. I
And
learned
the conservative dresses. So
conservative,
what did you learn from this?
see, I learned the length of the skirts were very important. I realized that layering was a part of there. I realized the importance of the hijab. You know, these are things which you don't learn in the West. You don't realize that, you know, well, the skirt is 95 centimeters and the Arab woman wore 105 centimeters. So it was always longer. So things like that which we worked, and of course as time has changed by, the consumer's preferences has changed. Today the consumer dresses very, very differently. The Arab woman dresses very differently. But 20 years ago when, or 25 years ago when we started the business, it was very different. We were the pioneers almost in this region where it came to fashion. We were the first high street brand which started designing for the consumers. So the journey has been beautiful over the last 25 years, and to see the change and see how this consumer has changed, it has just been phenomenal.
So the size of economic group investment now is very high, very big.
For the group I can't talk because of course it's very big. We are
for Splash, if we want to talk about Splash, and later we'll talk about iconic brand.
Yes, I think so our investment would be anywhere close to about $1 billion dirhams today on, you know, that's what we have invested initially, and then we have taken it forward.
We will stop for a break and we continue our discussion or conversation or interview with Mr. Ras Beg. Our viewers be with us after a while. أهلا بكم مشاهدينا مجددا في هذه الحلقة والقسم الثاني منها مع رئيس مجلس إدارة لاند مارك جروب مستر رازا بيغ. Let's go back to the fashion, and what was the favorite fashion designer that you inspire from? And
we inspire today, of course. Maybe if you asked me this question 5 years ago,
yeah,
I had specific designers in mind. You know, 25 years ago, I took inspiration from customer. 25 till about 10 to 5 years ago, it was designers. So we studied every design. Every designer from Armani to Gucci to Prada to everybody.
What did you took from them, and what did you
We
leave?
take the inspirations, their color, and the trend inspiration is most important, because it could be camouflage one season, it could be nautical the next season, it could be gothic the next season. So we used to take inspirations, we take color inspiration, we take shape inspirations from them. But in the last 2 years, we have gone back what we used to do 25 years ago. We have started to watch our customer again.
Yeah,
because
you want to be more specified
to the consumer.
And yeah.
So today,
do you think that colors and clothes reflect the personality? And now we are seeing you wearing. You dare to wear pink with these two matching colors. That's wonderful.
Thank you.
So
it is very, very important. I think so. First thing about my definition about fashion is that everybody has to be comfortable in their skin. So if you are comfortable in a long skirt, I'm great. If you are comfortable in a mini skirt, great. I don't judge. But I do believe colors play a very important role, because it reflects the mood, it reflects with the season. So a color trend is very, very important rather than trend. So if you are if you're wearing the right color with the right season, or the color which is trending, you tend to look lot better. Though that is not the only way fashion should be defined. Fashion is your own personality, the way you carry it. I think so. I have seen people wearing dresses and outfits which are 10 years old and they still look amazing, because they know how to accessorize it, they know how
maybe
to
there is a standard fashion for every year and every age. So can you give us some advice
See,
about this?
there are, while trend, the high street fashion of ours changes almost every month. There's a new trend which keeps coming up, and we have to keep up to it, But there are certain trends which are
Always
evergreen.
stay. Yeah.
Like I know that the spring has got a very strong nautical influence. Every spring, because it's the safe, you do not know whether it's going to be hot or it's going to be cold or what it is. So the safe, similarly in winter, because it's layering, there are certain colors which, whether if you can just blindly close your eyes, like a nice olive or a burgundy, you can do it and people will forgive you, because it is a winter color. So fashion is predictable to a certain extent, but in the current way, the business is moving and the fast fashion module is changing so fast that predictability is going away slowly. So like there was a time that pastels colors used to be a color which started from spring and went up to summer maximum, but now pastels are very, very clearly being shown even in winter. So it's becoming unpredictable. Yeah. But
of course, you had difficulties to invest in the Arab world. From Splash, you have also, other than Splash, you have Iconic. This is a new brand. The spreading of this brand is the same in all the Middle East and in India. What is the situation there for this brand?
Iconic is just now in UAE, Saudi Arabia, Kuwait, and Qatar. It's not in all GCC. It's still growing. While Splash is for the young Arab family, Iconic is for the youth, for the young. So when we look at both the businesses, they're very similar in a certain way, but they have got different customers. And there is a maximum of a 30% overlap between the two brands. And therefore, we saw that there was more need for value fashion, and therefore we created Iconic. But Iconic is more youth driven, yes. Splash is more fashion driven. Where India is concerned,
in India, yeah.
India, our operations are very small just now. Yes. We are only about 17, 18 stores, but we have got great plans to make India probably a 100-store business in the next 5 years.
Yeah. Mr. Raz, you do a fashion show yearly or?
We do twice in a year.
Twice in a year. Why you do this? Because there is a big competition or what?
No,
in the market?
We see what happened. Actually, I have a process of listening to my customer, and one of my customers says, when you design so much, everybody historically thought that we buy our merchandise from wholesale or we buy from trade shows. 96% of Splash merchandise is designed in-house. Yes. We have about 50 designers, and we have been designing, but people never knew that we are designing for the consumer. Yeah. So to make the customer aware that, or the media aware that, we design our own collections, we decided to have a fashion show. The reason we do a fashion shows, the reason we do very high profile calendars is because we want our audience to know that we have the creative ability, and we are true to, but we only design so much because that's our price bracket, so we don't. But if I want to sit down and design, and if I want to give a brief to my designers, I can make dresses which are for 20,000 dirhams, put the Swarovski crystals and make them beautiful dresses. We are capable of doing that. But
the haute couture, you mean?
Haute couture. We don't do it is because that's not my market.
So we were talking about the fashion show. You have been chosen before Nicole Saba as ambassador or the image of your brand, and Salman Khan. What are the criteria that you follow to choose celebrities?
My celebrities we have selected only because on the mass appeal. Salman Khan is a very, very mass name. We did a research, and we did a research across various nationalities, and he came right on top. He also was a friend of mine because I work with him in the business. So the collaboration, he's a household name. You know, the Arabs all know Salman Khan really well. They see his movies.
Yes, and he's an icon in acting. Yeah.
He's an icon. He's
a
been there
star.
for. He's been there for very long. He's one of the. He was rated in the top 10 most good-looking men in the world. So we thought, why not him? Nicole Sabah, for the same reason, she's very, very popular. We were actually starting our Egyptian operations. Our stores in Egypt were opening. We needed. Of course, Nicole is very recognized in the Arab region, but also we needed a person who could. Who
is influential
more in those new markets.
Yeah, so you choose for the 2018 new ambassadors, or
for 2018 we have actually selected.
2017 who do you have now?
2017 just now we have basically Salman and Katrina Kaif, because we were going into India. The operations are very, we expect big, so we wanted
your
to.
Your target is the Indian.
Yeah, and this region,
market.
This market, everybody knows us really well. We are a household name in the Middle East. People, we have been there for 25 years. Our customers.
Do you think a good quality with marketing helps? And there is this marketing strategy you followed. So,
marketing is very important for people to be reminded of the brand. There is so much clutter and there's so much happening in the market. If you don't market yourself, people might forget you. So the reason we market is because there are two reasons. One is for memorability, so that people can remember us, and two is because there's a lot of good work which we do in Splash. We did sustainability, so we market that. We did new product launches, we market that. You did
the calendar also.
The calendar.
Why you do that? Yani, this is an idea, a strange idea to do calendar for fashion.
I do a limited edition calendars because when I used to get calendars in my office.
Gift. You make it a gift for.
It's a gift. It's a gift for all my customers. We give about close to 1 million calendars. So it's a lot of calendars we give to our customers. So when I used to get calendars, they used to be very boring. I used to say, what is this boring calendar? And calendar is something which you have on your office table or in your house.
You promote the costumes and the new
It's not about,
new design.
It's just about create. I used to say that calendar has to be a piece of art. It should be beautiful, it is to be artistic.
Attractive.
And attractive, so that you feel nice to keep it on your table. And that was the intention.
It has to be small.
And of course, we have a limited edition for our VIPs, which were very, very big. But
we will show it in a while.
But the small calendars can be used in offices and homes and kitchens, and they are very highly appreciated. It is always celebrated with a very, very celebrated photographer in this region. This year, all the 12 models were Splash customers. So we actually took.
You took the models from your clients?
Yes, they were all Splash customers.
Wow.
Which we made them the models, and this year's calendar was only Splash customers.
This is give more encouragement for.
Exactly. It was like a kind of engagement. We received about 500 or 600 entries, from which 12 people were identified. And so this year's calendar, which was actually celebrating the Splash customer.
We will stop for a break and we continue our discussion or conversation or interview with Mr. Ras Beg. Our viewers be with us after a while. أهلا بكم مشاهدينا مجددا في هذه الحلقة مع رئيس مجلس إدارة لاند مارك جروب Mr. Rازا Beg. What about the new fashion show and your plans for 2018?
As I said, we do 2 fashion shows. We do it with the intention, one, to tell the media, tell our customers, our loyalty customers. We bring them, we invite them to the fashion show, we show them the collection. And the idea is that people know what is being designed in Splash. So
we wish you good luck.
Thank you.
Mr. Rázá Khan, what is your advice for a young businessman who wants to have for their career? What do you want to tell them?
I want to tell, people have asked me what has been your success mantra, and I have said I use a three-way formula. One is, it's when you combine your hands your heart or your brain and your heart, these three things, or your soul, you know. So if you're hardworking, if you're intelligent, where you use your brains, and if your integrity is strong and your passion is strong, when you combine these three things, I think so Allah sends His angels down to make the person successful. So always work very hard, always work very intelligently, yes, and ensure that your integrity is, you are giving it your full best. Allah will make you successful.
Hope so. What does money means to you? Money and fame, the combination of...
It means nothing. It is an artificial high. It does not, it provides you security, but it does not necessarily give you health and happiness. And so money can buy you artificial highs, but the reality is that if you can go to bed in the night and feel that you have made a difference and sleep peacefully, you're successful. Yeah. Anybody says, I have got too much money, I've got so many cars, it's very shallow.
Yeah, it's superficial.
It's superficial.
Mr. Raza Khan, also people ask about how do you spend your time other than the work, in your, what kind of hobbies?
I have little or no. When I started working at a very early age, so I didn't develop any hobbies. I like my work. I'm a very, very simple man. I spend a lot of time with my family. A nice shisha, watching with television is my great pastime. Yeah. But I do socialize. I go out with friends and.
Shisha is some icon in India. It's well known in India. Shisha.
Yeah,
so you have this. You do this because you have done it in India, and this is what you...
I have not done it in India. I used to do if you look at my ancestral photographs of 100 years old, my families, I have noticed that everybody had a shisha. So my uncles and my grandmothers and my grandfathers, they always had the shisha at the side in their photographs. So I think so it comes with me naturally. But I have always been a shisha fan, and I didn't smoke so much in Bombay, but yes, once I came to Dubai,
what Dubai means to you, really, in business and on the personal life, in your...
I think so. It is one of the most vibrant and the most... it's one of the best cities in the world. I travel everywhere. Yeah. And maybe 10-15 years ago, when people asked me what's your best city, I would sometimes say London, I would say sometimes Hong Kong. Yeah. But in the last 10 years, when people have asked me which is your favorite city, I said Dubai. Not because it is home, because it is safe, it is secure, it is clean, it's progressive, it's forgiving. It's a very, very dynamic country. The leadership is just fabulous. And I think so whatever we are at some stage, I do believe it is because of the leadership of UAE, because they're so progressive and they're constantly bringing change. We do the same.
Mr. Raza Khan, also about your personal life, you spend time with your family, and of course there is someone in the family who gives you the push in your life.
I think so it's my mom. My mom was my driving force. When people ask me as a young man, what are your desires or what are your dreams? I used to always say, I just want to ensure that my mom is the happiest woman in the world. And that used to be my prayer. Every night I used to pray that Allah make sure that I can keep my mom happy. And today when I look back and I decide and I think about it, I think so within that one prayer I ask thousands of prayers. Because if you want your mom's happiness, your mom wants to see you happy, progressive, grow, rich, travel. I think so. So my entire life was revolved around my mom's happiness.
Your mom lived with you, as I know.
Yes, she passed away the last 2 years ago.
Oh,
but
I saw an interview. I'm very sorry.
Yes, and I think so. My dreams and my aspirations have always been for my mom, not for me.
Yeah, this is how life goes on after we
I used to think that I could not live without her, but I think so Allah has His ways of making things happen.
And what did you teach your children at home? And what you are you influencing them to do like you? Is there يعني what? How do you describe the relation at home with your family, your wife, your kids?
My children, I have a very simple dialogue with them. I said, you do whatever you want to do which makes you happy, one. And two,
there is rules.
That's the one rule, that whatever you want to do, what makes you happy, please do it, whether it's work, whether it's education. And the two, I would not forgive you if you're not a good person. You need to be kind-hearted. You need to be a person who is ready to listen and indulge the family. And for me, Be Nice is a very, very important program. So I use that Be Nice program in Splash, which is my family also, at home, with my friends, with my relatives. So if anybody is not nice, I don't. So that stays with my children also. If I find my children at some stage obnoxious, I would distance myself from them also.
And what about your relation with your employees in the company?
I have a very,
This is your second family?
It is, no, I think so it is my extended family. I don't even call it, I think so it's my extended family. I am very, very happy that I have a very, very loving team. We have been rated in the best places of work as in UAE we were number 3 as companies, all companies, and the number 1 retailer for best places to work. And I think so it comes with the relationship of engagement and love. And so there is a lot of what you see in my offices, you see a lot of love. And the
lots
passion
of beauty also.
Sorry?
There is beauty and
Thank you.
it reflects happiness.
Thank you. Yes, I think so. The passion I have for the business, I can tell you that 90% of the same passion is across my team. 10% I'll say yes, they work, they know, but 90% of my team would have the same passion as I have.
My last question will be about the e-commerce. How do you find the shopping online? Does it make any threat for your brands?
E-commerce is a new animal. It is.
Why you say animal?
Because it is something which is unpredictable. Like when you go to a shopping mall, you can see your competition and you can see what they are doing. On e-commerce, you can see what they are doing, but you do not know what it's selling or no. So when you go to competition,
you buy things in cheap price, and when it comes to you, maybe it's not your taste or not the same quality, no?
Yeah, that is the threat which I think so the consumers in the region will learn. I find we have to compete. They are very extensive because they put some great photographs and things like that. But you're right. My daughter used to shop a lot on e-commerce. She stopped recently because she got the last 2 shipments. What she ordered and what she got was something very different. And she says, these people just, it's a lie. So I think so.
But not most of the time.
But not,
happens,
when you buy it from reputed people, of course. If you buy from a random person, probably it happens. But it is.
What are the benefits of this? And are you going to do the same later on?
We have already launched our website, splashfashions.com. Actually, Iconic and is also on that same. So if anybody wants to buy a Splash merchandise online, it is available. My entire 100% of my collection is on www.splashfashions.com. And it is something which we have no choice, but we have to also do because everybody else is doing. But I know that this region enjoys shopping as an experience.
To see the materials.
They like to go and touch and feel. There's an emotion in shopping in this region. So I do believe, while it is a threat because it does take a market share, but it is not something which I need to lose my sleep on. I'm not worried about e-commerce. So I am also going to compete on that same platform. So I have launched my website, but it is not something which is threatening to the brick and mortar. So the mall culture will stay, at least in my lifetime, it's going to be there.
And your customers.
And my customers are going to be there. I'm very, very I'm very thankful to my customers. They've been very forgiving. They've been very loving.
And they are loyal for
And
the
they're
brand.
very, very loyal. And that is what, and I think so the reason we keep changing our collections and keep doing better is because of that love and that loyalty our customers have given us. So it's going to stay like that. And the best of Splash is going to come.
I thank you so much, Mr. Rázá Beg, CEO for Splash and Iconic. I wish you all the best and the luck.
Thank you so much. Thank you for
this
coming to
lovely
the office.
Thank you. You are most welcome. مشاهدينا الكرام، نشكركم على حسن المتابعة ونلتقي بكم في الحلقة المقبلة من للرواد فقط عبر قناة حواس. إلى اللقاء.